welcome. You all know it's that time of the year where we have the highest number of international students coming in. So this video, just like my previous video, is dedicated to international students who are coming into Canada. The things they should do within the first week that they come to enable them settle in smoothly. So if you're an international student watching this video and you haven't watched my previous video on the immigration questions, answers, and documents to assist you pass through the port of entry smoothly, you would want to watch that video. I am going to link it at the end of this video. So today we are going to look at the things you should do in the first week you land in Canada as an international student. The first and foremost is that right before you leave the airport, you should not forget to take your study permit. So the study permit is a document that is given to you at the airport once the officer has cleared you. There have been instances where people get so excited when they are cleared that they forget to take this very important document at the airport and they leave the airport without it. So do not forget to take your study permit document before you leave the airport. That is number one. Number two is that if you don't have anybody meeting you up at the airport and you have to pick an Uber to your destination, you would want to link your bank card to your Uber account. You would want to link your bank card to your Uber account so that once you get to your destination, you don't need money to pay the driver. The amount is automatically deducted from your bank card because it has been linked to your Uber account. Also, it is time for you to get a transit card. Okay, so in Canada, the transit system always uses a card. So if you are going to be in Toronto, that will be the Presto card for you. And you can also get that card in the airport. So you purchase the card and load money on it to assist you in your movements. Okay. You should, however, also keep in mind that you can also use your debit card for the same purpose. So if you are not able to get the Presto card or the transit card from the airport, you can also use your debit card when you have to pick a bus or a train. The third thing to do is to get your SIN, which means your social insurance number. Okay, we normally call it the SIN, the SIN, social insurance number. This number is a 9-digit unique number, which you will need when you are ready to work. Your employer will need your SIN. You would also need this number to apply for any benefits that you will be due, and you would also need this number to file your taxes. So you would want to get this number as soon as you can when you land into Canada. You can get this from any Service Canada office close to you, and you can also apply online. Now, when you walk into the office to apply for the number, you will get it that same day. All you need to go with is your study permit and your passport, and you get your social insurance number the same day. However, when you apply online, it's going to take some number of weeks to get it. So I would advise that you walk into the Service Canada office and get it done in a day. The next thing you would need to do is to open a bank account. The next thing you would need to do is to open a bank account to enable you to do financial transactions. The main 5 banks in Canada are the CIBC, TD Bank, Scotia Bank, Royal Bank, and BMO. So these are the 5 major banks in Canada. They normally have welcome packages for newcomers. So you'd want to look into the welcome packages to decide on which of these banks to go with. You'd also want to consider which one has locations that are close to you, just in case you have to go to the bank for any purpose. So try as much as possible to open a bank account within the first week you land in Canada. And also, do not just take a debit card, but also go for a credit card. I know most of us try to shy away from the credit card because we do not want to get ourselves in trouble. But in Canada, the system is built in a way that everything relies on credit or your credit report. So you would need to get a credit card. And it is very easy to get a credit card when you are opening your account than to go and try to get it later. Okay, it's very easy to get it on the day you are opening your bank account than to go and want to get it later. Now, you just need to know how to use your credit card so that you don't find yourself in trouble. Because another thing is that if you abuse your credit, you are going to regret for the rest of your life in Canada. Like I said earlier, everything boils down to your credit. You want to start building a good credit score. Okay, so see the money on your credit card as a means of spending, not as free money. It is not free money. So use it when you know you have money to repay. If you do not have money to pay the money on the credit card, don't use it yet. Only use it knowing very well that at the end of the month, you have that money to repay what you have spent. It is not free money. It is not free money. And that is how many have ruined their credit history in this country. You want to get it right from the beginning. Don't use money on your credit card when you know you do not have that money to pay back. After you are done with the bank account, the next thing you would want to do is to get a phone plan. The next thing you would want to do is to get a phone plan. So if you are lucky enough that your phone works in Canada, all you will need to get is a SIM. But if your phone does not work in Canada, then you will need to get both a phone and a SIM. I am saying this because some phones, depending on where you are coming from, may not work in Canada. So if you are not, if you are yet to leave your home country and you are planning on buying a phone, I will advise that you get here before you buy a phone, because it will be very sad that you go and buy a new phone because you want to travel with a new phone only to get here and your phone does not work here. You would want to wait and get here before you get the phone. Also, most of these telecommunication companies here have very interesting packages for students. There are packages that comes with both a phone and a call plan, and they are quite moderate. So as an international student, you would want to look into that. There are so many telecommunications. There are a number of telecommunication companies. We have Bell, Rogers, Fido, Charter, Freedom Mobile, and they have different packages. You would want to look through and choose one that will best suit your needs. The sixth thing you'd want to do when you land into Canada is to attend your school's orientation program. Attend your school's orientation program. This will help you to familiarize yourself with your school's environment, your schoolmates, and also your lecturers. It is also a great opportunity for you to network with your colleagues. I mean, at this point in time, if you've still not gotten a permanent accommodation, this is also an opportunity for you to talk to your mates and your colleagues. For all you know, somebody has a place that they are also looking for another person to share with. So do not take these programs for granted at all. Try as much as possible to go there and familiarize yourself with your school, its environment, your lecturers, and your schoolmates. The seventh thing you would want to do is to get your school ID, your student ID card. Now, for some schools, you will need this ID card to have access to some facilities in the school, like the school library. Okay, and even out of school, there are so many things that are free for students that if you have your student ID with you, it helps because you wouldn't have to pay for it. Also, some restaurants and shops offer special discounts to students, so you would want to get your student ID as soon as you can so that you can have access to all these discounts, because yes, it's definitely going to save you some money. The eighth thing you would want to do is to familiarize yourself with the transit system and your school routes. So here we have the bus, we have the train. You would want to familiarize yourself with how these work and also the route to your school, so that the first day you are going to school or the first day you are boarding these transits wouldn't be the day you have lecture. There have been instances where people have missed their first day at school because they did not go on this route before they had to start school. So they decided to go the day classes start, and they missed their route. So you'd want to familiarize yourself with the route before school actually starts. And ninth will be to get weather appropriate clothing. Depending on where you are coming from, the weather in Canada can be it's very extreme, and depending on where you are coming from, you may not have weather appropriate clothes for Canada yet. So before school starts, you will want to invest some money to get a good jacket and some boots. You are going to go into the winter, and you do not want that season to come and you do not have appropriate clothing. You may even fall sick. So try to invest in some quality winter jackets and boots even before school starts. The last on my list among the things you should do within the first week you land in Canada is to join a social group that you can relate to and feel at home with them. So these groups can be like a church for a Christian, or a mosque for a Muslim. You know, these are groups that hold the same beliefs and practices, so you feel at home with them. I mean, if you don't know anybody here, this is one way that you can really have a sense of family with people who have the same beliefs and practices coming together. So you would want to find your church if you are a Christian and get to start worshiping with them as soon as you can, to have that sense of community and a group of people with the same practices and beliefs that you can easily relate to. The church is also one community that really helps newcomers to settle in. So you wouldn't want to waste your time at all to find your church or any other religious group you identify with and start meeting with them. Thank you so much. This is all we have for our international students today. Please join this family by subscribing and hitting the like button if you had value from this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.